Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Bugger and I'm coming at you with Euro Truck Simulator 2. Couple things. Number one, we're starting our new run today with our AAV 71 Amtrak. Regular length trailer, 24 tons I believe, so we will have the center axle down. We also will be running our orbitals once we get rolling. Number two, the game yesterday seemed to be running smoother because I had updated my graphics driver finally. And hopefully it continues that way, but only time will tell if I got lucky or if it actually had an impact. And something else that's changing today, I did not know that when you launch it through Steam, because I usually just like double click a desktop icon and bam, start my game. I did not know that when you launch the game through Steam, it gives you an option to launch the 64-bit version. I don't know if like the game tries to launch the 64-bit version automatically. I assumed that it did, but possibly not. So I am playing on the 64-bit version for sure now, and we will see if that has a benefit as well versus the 32-bit version I was playing on. Finally, I had started the game, but unfortunately I didn't get very far. I literally didn't even get out of the parking lot of where I picked up the trailer. And my headphones just crashed right away. It's been a while since they've crashed in a game, and fortunately they crashed right at the beginning. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. So the truck has moved. I'm actually at the entrance where the street is. I have picked up my center axle for the moment, because pulling out of this particular parking lot, there's a lip at the beginning where you drop down, and you can get caught because your center axle is just a rolling axle. It is not a powered axle, so it can actually cause your rear wheel to lift up, and you won't have traction, especially with a low-hanging trailer like the one we're taking right now. So I've picked up the center axle, and we're going to try and move out onto the street here. We'll see what happens once I get in gear. A little bit more volume. And we need to go left. We are in England as well, so we have to keep that in mind. I'm already making a classic mistake. Turning way too early for the trailer. I need to pull out and across. Alright, we are fully out. Axle goes down. Orbitals on. I need to remember that I need to go against the grain that I typically do here. And I need to go to the other side of the street. I wonder if we had an accident there. Oh, I don't have my other mirror up. I saw that happening. I tried to avoid it. Again, the low-slung trailer. Where other trailers would have just passed over that lip, we ended up getting caught there. I saw it happening, and I actually tried to avoid it. But without my other mirror up, I didn't want to come out too far, so... It's okay. So basically what I want to try and do is buy one more truck, trick it out a little bit, and then I want to get a cushion under it. And a cushion meaning I want to make up some money. Maybe even pay off the damn loan. I don't know. And then I'm going to turn on the hard mode mod again, just to keep the money flow down. Because it's less about building a company and just more about driving and talking, really. So, this is a subject I tend to harp on once in a while, And I don't know when's the last time, if at all, that I said anything. But I'm going to talk about it now. And that's a certain movie that I personally enjoy, even though I know it's not a very good movie. And the main reason I talk about this subject like this is because I know it's not a good movie. Okay, I understand that it's not a good movie. But I don't think it gets criticism where it more deserves it. Okay? I think it gets a lot of criticism, and a lot of things are criticized in and about the movie that shouldn't be. And that's the movie After Earth with Will and Jaden Smith. Yeah, I actually enjoyed that movie. I thought it okay. So, as I said, I know it's not a really good movie. It's a lot of people says it has plot holes. I don't think that it really does. A lot of people knock Will Smith for poor acting. I don't think he did a poor job acting. Just noticed how fast I was going. I think he did a great job acting. I think a lot of people knocked his acting because, and this has actually been stated quite a bit, he was one of the most charismatic actors around, and he played zero emotion. And that kind of drug the movie down. No, I don't think people appreciated how difficult that kind of acting is. If you go into any acting class, now I didn't, this is just something I remember somebody, when I was back in school, a couple people came and did a show at our school about masks. And various masks, and acting with various masks, and doing things with various masks. And they said one of the most difficult things that they ever encountered, each and every one of them, and one of the first things they had to learn was a neutral mask. A mask that had no emotion, no personality, nothing to it at all. And they had to remain absolutely neutral. And I did some looking into it over time, and come to find out, one of the hardest acting things that you can do, in all due honesty, is remain completely emotionless. I hesitated there because it didn't sound right for a moment. I want to fuel up here. But no emotion, or very little emotion, is one of the more difficult things that you can do in acting, if not the most difficult. And a lot of it is because people tend to not like it. I mean, sometimes I feel like right now the subject I'm going into, I should like make an entirely separate video of just me talking about it. Pulling out. Because I could literally talk for a very long time about the different points in this. You know, but I think Will Smith did a great job in that role. Trying to remain, for the most part, at zero emotion. Yes, I saw the speed camera warnings this time. How about that? Or close to no emotion. Because that's what it called for in his character. You know, in the movie, they talk about how he doesn't feel fear. Well, he didn't, just neutralize fear. He neutralized most, if not all, of his feelings. And that was having an impact on him and his family. Oops, turn the lights on rather than the cruise control. I do that a lot, you know. Yeah, actually, you guys know that. I don't know why I said it. You guys do know. You see it. But anyways, so I think Will Smith did a great job. Number 2, Jaden Smith. Now, this guy, he gets some of the most undeserved criticism in this movie, I think. You know, a lot of people are going to knock him no matter what. No matter what. If he becomes, you know, a huge famous actor, he's still not going to come out from under his father's shadow. He's just not. And that's depressing. You know, because I think any movie that he goes in, he's going to be ultra criticized. People are going to be watching him with a critical eye that they wouldn't watch other actors with because of his father. Oh, he got the role because of his father. Oh, he's Jaden Smith. And it really doesn't help that not only is he acting alongside his father, but that his father also wrote the movie. Now, yeah, I'm not denying that Will Smith wrote this movie with him and his son in mind. But I still think it's unfair to criticize Jaden, the fact that he's acting in the movie just because his father wrote it. Because I don't think he did bad either. Oh, all he did through the entire movie was whine and complain and this and that. Well, he was supposed to. That's what the movie called for. Right? He's a very young kid in this movie, you know? And he's trying to live up to the legend of his father, but can't. He falls incredibly short. So much to the point that he basically doesn't even get into being a ranger. He fails out of the academy, let alone actually get into the group. And on top of all that, you have the drama where the father is not there most of the time because he's constantly traveling and doing and teaching and all that. And because the father is not there, you know, things happen and the sister/daughter gets killed. Okay, I don't even think there was a camera, but there must have been. But the sister/daughter gets killed. The boy blames the father for the loss because he was never there. And the father actually blames the boy even though he was really young and never had any chance of doing so. And because of that, the father has never been supportive of his son, has always had unreasonable expectations for him, and always sees the boy as a failure. And it doesn't help that he actually does fail. I mean, it's like, I really don't care about you enough unless you're living up to these standards. And that's tough for anybody. A lot of people don't look behind the scenes and think about things like, well, how would you be if you had lost your sister and your sister might have been able to be saved had your father actually been there to protect her and you? I mean, how would you feel if your father blamed you for the loss of your sister? I think you would be pretty much an emotional wreck. I don't want to go too much into the subject. I'm trying to like make points without going too deep because I could really, really, really get into this. And I just feel like it's criticized for all the wrong reasons. You know, I think it's a better movie than people give it credit for. I don't think it's a great movie. I can't even say how good of a movie it may actually be because I feel like I'm a little biased towards it. But I feel that criticizing Jaden is wrong. He's being harshly criticized, not just for his acting, which I think wasn't as bad as people make it out to be. He's harshly criticized because he's acting in a movie that was written by his father alongside his father. And you're going to be harshly criticized for that because he did a great job in the remake of yes, I was getting there. I was slowing down. Thank you. He did a great job in the remake of Karate Kid. People didn't criticize him there, and he was a much younger actor. You know, and there were minor grumblings about him getting the job just because of who his father was. When people saw the movie, they were like, hey, it's actually pretty good. It didn't help that his next major appearance was alongside his dad in a movie written by it. And I just don't think it's fair to criticize him like that. Again, I don't think it's fair to criticize Will Smith at doing a poor job acting because he acted so emotionless, you know. That's what his character called for, and it's one of the most difficult things to do, and I think he did a wonderful job on it. I don't know, you know, if I go any deeper into the subject other than that, I'm going to go off on a major tangent that honestly I don't want to, because I could make like I said, I could make an entire another video about how I feel right now about this. I really shouldn't. You know, just touch on the major points and leave it at that. Again, I'm going to say I don't think it was a great movie, and I don't think it was a really good movie, but I just think it's wrongly criticized for a lot of stuff. So anyways, something I have been considering doing, although I'm not sure if I will, and I'm leaning towards the side of probably not, but that doesn't mean I won't. In Eve, I've become a little bit synonymous with the fact that I have a lot of ISK, in-game currency. Don't know what the speed is. That's alright, we got through. And then I have a ton of ships. Yeah. I mean, I have somewhere in the realm of close to 60 different ships in my hangar, and that's just my main character. You know, I still have like 6 or 7 ships on another character and another 5 ships on another character, and each one can include some fairly expensive ships. You know, on my main character, like I said, I got 60 different ships, including all of the pirate faction ships, frigates and cruisers, and I'm going to start working on the battleship soon. And I've got various other ships as well for different jobs and whatnot. And on my second character, I have 2 rattlesnakes, which are very expensive faction battleships. Well, not very expensive, fairly expensive. But I have a very expensive module on each of them, same one, that right now is worth about 600 million just by itself, which is actually more than the hull of the ship. The one module I have on these 2 ships is actually more expensive than the ship it's on in terms of just the hull. Plus you add in all the other modules I have on the ship, and you're talking a ship that's worth about 2 billion. And I have 2 of them. One's a backup in case something goes wrong on the first one. Sorry, allergies are starting to really kick in on me, so... speed camera again? Really? Well, this is England, and there's always been a talk on Top Gear about how many speed cameras there are. But you know, I have 2 of those. Plus, I have 2 Gilas on that same character, which are very speaking in terms of cruiser-size ships, are very expensive ships. Although they're not fitted out very expensively, they're still each worth quite a bit, fully fitted up. And then on my final character, I have 2 Stratios. One for PvP hunting should I need it, and one for exploration. And I can always make my PvP one an Explo should anything go wrong with the first one. So those, in terms of cruiser ships, are also very expensive. And on top of that, I have an industrial ship known as it's a mining support ship known as an Orca. And it is a highly expensive ship. I mean, there are more expensive ships out there, don't get me wrong, but it's an expensive ship. You know, it's a mining support ship. It's big, it's slow, it's cumbersome. But it's just worth quite a bit. And even with all of this and constantly spending ISK every week to bring in ships as I try and fulfill my dream of having one of every faction ship in my hangar, from Federation, Navy, and Pirate, I still have managed to accumulate in 1 year's time, a little bit more than a year now, 24 billion ISK. And keeping in mind that in this year's time, I have been spending ISK constantly. So I have been spending a lot, and I've still managed to accumulate 24 billion. Now, 24 billion in many players' terms in ISK is not a lot, you know, because there are people out there that are trillionaires, and, you know, people that have been getting in the game a long time, and they have super carriers and titans and whatnot. But for somebody who's been in the game only a year and who's been spending as freely as I have, and I still manage to have a lot of ISK. There are people in the game, in my corp. Oh yeah, by the way, when I said synonymous, I meant within my corporation. Not like in the game itself. I'm not that important. No. But within the game itself. Oh my god, a proper off-ramp. Are you kidding? Since when? Oh, oh, oh. Come on. Come on. You can do it. But, But, you know, despite spending ISK constantly and bringing all these different ships in, and I've lost ships. I've lost tons of ships over time. I still have a lot of liquid ISK, yeah? I still have a lot of spending ISK, should I ever need it. I can't make a tight corner here. I can't afford to make a tight corner here. And I don't know if I'm going to get the chance to make a non-tight corner. Yeah, here we go with the endless stream of traffic. It's trying to keep a certain number, and so that's why you see the cars coming the way they are. I can't... This is not good. This is not good. This is actually ridiculous. Try rolling back just a little bit. Oh, he can't turn. Lovely. I might just be able to bully my way out of here. I did not. I didn't touch that van. Alright, yeah, I just bullied my way out. It's fine. But I don't know why I got that accident. I didn't touch that van. Something else must have happened. It doesn't matter. So I was considering making a video about the different things that I do and why I make the ISK that I do, because I send every week between 1.5 and 2.5 billion ISK to JITA, which is the main market hub in EVE, to sell. Now I don't actually make that much because the market value is different in JITA than what I actually have. It gives you, when you have things in EVE, it gives you a rough estimate value of, you know, how much it's worth, but you don't get an actual value. So let's say I would send 2 billion ISK to EVE, I will get about probably around 1.8, maybe even 1.7 billion. You know, there is a little bit of a difference, but not much. I usually get pretty close to whatever the game tells me I have in value. Hello. Do we have to come to a dead stop on the highway? Just moving. But I've been considering it, but I don't know, I may just do a write-up on it. You know, because it's more for my corporation than anything. And I think putting it up on my channel might be a little bit off. And I don't know. Right. We're getting to our ferry, which is going to be our stopping point for today. But before I end the video for today, there's just one thing I really want to say. And this is something I've been meaning to say for a while, and I actually want to give a direct response to the message that I got, on top of talking about it right now. About a week ago, I received a message via YouTube from someone, and I asked forgiveness in the fact that I don't remember your YouTube name. Um, oh, I'm on the wrong side of the road, of course. I don't remember your YouTube name right now, and I'm sorry because this is kind of on the spot. I'm like just remembering now. Again, as I mentioned before, I have severe memory problems at times, but I'm just remembering now, so I ask a little bit of forgiveness. And this person wrote that not only do they enjoy my videos, but my videos inspired them to make their own content and upload it to their channel. And I'm just going to be straight. I'm just going to be straight with you guys right here, right now. Should nothing else happen to my channel from this point on, yeah? Should nothing change, should I never get another subscriber, should I never make another penny, that one message, that one email that I got has made these past few years that I've been uploading videos worth it. That I actually was able to inspire someone to create their own content. I would say mission accomplished at this point. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop. That doesn't mean that I hope that someday my YouTube channel doesn't go somewhere and become popular for whatever reason. But I'm just saying, should it never happen? Should my channel just suddenly die out and I don't make any more money and I never get another subscriber? From the day that I received that message, this has all become worth it. And I thank you for sending me that, telling me that. I appreciate it. And I hope that in your endeavors in uploading your content to YouTube, that everything that you strive for happens. I hope your channel becomes successful. Because there's nothing like there's nothing like the feeling of when your channel actually starts doing things, and when people start commenting, and you start getting those views. And I'll be honest, even though I don't make a lot, I make very, very little. There's still something that comes to smile to your face when you get contacted by someone and they say, hey, they want to partner with you and actually pay you for your content and put little ads up on your channel. And you start making even just a few dollars out of that. There's something about that that says you're going the right way. I don't do this for the money. I never had. If I was doing it for the money, I'd have quit a long time ago. I do this because it's fun, because I enjoy the comments, because I enjoy just doing this, even if I forget a lot. The one main reason that I've actually been doing this has finally been fulfilled, and that's if I even reach just one person and inspire them to do their own thing on their own channel. So again, thanks for that message. And on that note, folks, this is going to be one big bugger. I'm going to be signing out, and I'll see you next time.